Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 21st-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The returner will field it and try to do some business. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The give to the tailback. Plows through the defense. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. The margin for error is so small in a conference like this, and in Big Ten play, really imperative to get off to a good start.
You really focus on all offseason getting off to such a great start, right? Start fast, win our conference. Well, this is step one. And so I think you're so tired of hitting your own color jerseys, by the way. You're excited when you get in conference plays. You start to get some of that familiarity, some of that also that hatred that you have for these other teams. So the Big Ten is a fun conference.
Yeah, and you know both of these teams, their players have had this game circled all offseason because this is the first one. This is the first step towards winning a Big Ten championship. Both teams feel like they've got the playmakers to compete in conference this year, but it all starts today.
Looking to throw on first down. Working that left side now. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Buys a little extra time. He's going to take off. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
To the air on first down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Unloads to the right. Got his man downfield. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
They've moved it to the 19, first and 10. They'll run it to the right. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. breaks into the open. Headed to the end zone. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be first and goal from the 1.
The offense making a statement early in this game. They're going to open the entire playbook, and they're going to show this defense so many different looks and try to keep them on their heels. I love that play call. You could see the defense wasn't sure what was going on.
And the Wolverines have it in scoring position on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan.
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. And there was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
And on that run, he shows you his speed. When I think Oregon Duck running backs, LaMichael James, Kenyon Barner, Jonathan Stewart, I think about guys that are burners, and when they got into the second level, they were gone. That's exactly what this guy is right here.
It's first and 10 from the 38-yard line. Quick release on the RPO. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out. You can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so try to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, third and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. Third downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that throw.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries, you got to get pressures, and when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
They'll move the wide receiver. They'll go to the toss. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Quarterback by himself in the backfield. He might want another play. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on third down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. They'll snap it from the 37 for the first play of this drive. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. Hey, no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a ball.
Finds his tight end. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards over there.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
The Wolverines will send out the punt unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. Final play of the quarter coming. Use the play fake, now to throw. He unleashes a long one. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. They'll run it from the gun. Got the first down and more. There he goes. At the 30. He's at the... And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! You know they were out there track at Oregon. And when the gun goes off and he hits open field, he is headed to the tape, and he was burning by the time he hit the end zone.
And they've had guys year after year with serious track speed. They'll get you the small runs, lull you to sleep, and then boom, they make those big plays because they got big-time playmakers with speed at running back.
Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And he's going to bring this one out. He's brought down to the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Touchdown, Oregon! What a play! Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Wants to go up top on first down. That's reeled in. It's Alvarado. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Autzen. He wants to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. Got out of trouble and throws. Caught near the sticks. It's Alvarado. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. The give to the single back. He's going to lose a yard on that one. It's amazing how play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want.
Back to pass. Pocket breaking down. They're working that left side. They finally get to him. And what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
And the QB just makes it look easy. Drop back, surveys the field, makes the correct decision, throws the ball where his receiver can catch it, doesn't put it in harm's way. That's a really good quarterback making it look easy.
Using his legs to buy some time. Stands in and takes the hit. And he's got it inside the 10. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines.
That is exactly what you want from your quarterback. Hanging in there, letting the route develop, throwing the football down the field while you're getting hit, and the receiver does the rest and runs into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, who knows how things are going to finish up in the Mountain West this season, but this is a game to keep in mind. UNLV rolled to victory today in a game where they not only capitalized on opportunities, they created them. And that's the way this coach wants them to play every week. A busy day in the Mountain West and an outcome that figures to shuffle the deck there as we send it back to you.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the 1st half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like 2 heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Thanks to grab. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. The Ducks headed quickly to the line. On 3rd and short, the power run here. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And the defense gives up the 1st down. And oh, here they go. They're going fast. No time to substitute. Got to communicate quickly and get back on the line of scrimmage.
Stopped at the 47-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. And the Ducks are rolling down the field. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Johnson. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at 34. Here comes the hurry up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
The Ducks can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Quick strike complete.
Complete some of these hitch throws early. You're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that. And the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. The Ducks with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Got it behind the line. It's Johnson. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Flying down the left side. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Michigan. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
And that's just the guy you want to find that football. The ball's loose. Who do you want to get it? One of your little fast guys. The defensive back picks it up and turns on the afterburners, takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's got the sidelines going nuts as he gets it down to the 18-yard line.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man, they've got to be dialed in. Because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get into their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. You got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
Making side adjustments here. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Hauls it in. He's there to make the stop, and not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. Out of the gun, looking to throw.
the score.
Man, that is picture-perfect execution by this offense. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up and feel really good about yourself going into halftime.
Extra point here will tie the game. Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. And that extra point leaves us deadlocked here in the second. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Gonna let it fly. Brings it in down the left side. Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Off the RPO, complete. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. All the way down at the 33-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Motion from the wideout. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, giving up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz. Because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Takes a hit as he fires. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
I'll tell you something, in college football, you're lucky if you get 2 interceptions in a season. This guy now has 2 interceptions. In the first half of this game, he's been reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has been everywhere, an absolute ball.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Quarterback may change this route. Looking to throw on first down. Here's the pressure. Blasted as he lets it go.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
One more snap coming before halftime. They'll go back to the air on second down. He'll take a deep shot here. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. I guess they're trying to send a message to start this second half, lined up for an onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Second down, he'll throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Johnson. Turning it on! And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line, they'll have it 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Open space at the 25. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it up to 14.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
And the Ducks are moving quickly down the field. The offense changing the play. Trying to seal the edge on the right. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
A little bit inside, a little bit outside. Nice job. Hey, keep them guessing, right? You run it up the middle to keep them honest. Now toss it on the perimeter. Make them set the edge on the outside with their defensive ends. They don't do a good job here. Nice positive game.
Touchdown, Oregon! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with a big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Oklahoma State will need to mount a comeback, but those fans that were there when Justin Blackmon was a 2-time All-American, they know this game is not over. They're trailing by just 4 to Maryland. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this this game if you're going to win it, David. They've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Gonna run it. It's Alvarado. Oh, he's got some space. The 40. And the 30. Inside the touchdown Wolverines. Once he got a step, it was all over right to the house.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
The extra point here would tie the game. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the 3rd. That drive took no time at all. Couple of plays and finished it with the long run for the touchdown. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Has it back, and here comes the offense. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Running to the left. At the 35, he's got room. Turns it on down the left side. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Give to the running back. There he goes. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Scoring territory, 1st and 10 from the 11. Might be calling a hot route. To the air on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. The handoff to Johnson. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Wide receiver going in motion. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Snags it! And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. Ball is spotted at the 2. They can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. They'll go... Touchdown Ducks! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he
absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he's coming out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. So here comes the Michigan offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. Hines is way ahead for 3 out to the 16.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Quarterback strolling away from Heath. Oh, he's got a chance. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they kick-started this drive with that one.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
Using his legs, it's Alvarado. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. These corners backing off a bit. Trying to beat him to the left. Virtually unblocked, and he's stopped for a loss of 8.
Well, the offense goes toss play, but guys, they do it running into the boundary where there's just not a lot of space and room to work for the running back. He had nowhere to go, and he got tackled for a loss.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. The RPO, it's complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave it the completion. What do you do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. They're just treating the entire stadium as if it's 4-down territory. Odd decision here to go for it 4th and very, very long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. And they gambled in their own end, turned it over on downs, and now the other offense is set up.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver and maybe making it where it's more of a 50-50 ball where he can make a play. Defense gets the big stop.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
They'll move the tight end. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. On target to the left. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Off play action. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Oregon! And they take it in for 6 more points.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They have the lead in a 2-possession game, and oddly lining up for an onside kick. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Stands in the game, and we'll start with the first down. The inside handoff. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
The Wolverines want to move quickly. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. It's complete to the left. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
And these are these moments, man, when you're trailing by a couple possessions, you've got to put it together. Your quarterback has to come through. I mean, it's not a surprise. It's going to be passes. He's got to be smart. He's got to be quick with his decision-making, and they kind of got to be up near the line of scrimmage and be in a little bit of a hurry.
And the Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. sweep right. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
I think at this point of the game now in the second half, down by as many points as they are, it's going to be really hard for the offense to sprinkle in the run. They tried it there. It didn't work. I think you got to be thinking about the passing game now and start trying to identify playmakers out in the perimeter of the field that can get you back in this game.
To the air on second down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
Man, what a nice run by the QB. Great job exploding, getting upfield, and then smartly getting out of bounds. And, man, how hard is it to stop an offense with a guy at the quarterback spot that's so dynamic?
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. So this defense just shot itself in the foot, and now they'll have to try to stand up again after just handing the offensive first down. Leaves it with the back. And some room to work. He's knocked out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 44.
Listen, his team's obviously down in this game, but it's not his fault. I mean, this guy showed up to play. He's been churning out big play after big play. Already over 100 yards rushing in this game. He's carrying his weight. He needs his buddies around him now to pick up the slack a little bit and help get this team back in the game.
Inside the 30. Hits the afterburn, and he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Michigan.
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Ready to try the point after. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. East Carolina has the lead right now. Greenville has been buzzing all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over Vanderbilt. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference.
Breaks into the open. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is what got this team in this position to win this game. Aggressive offense, taking shots. Here we are in the fourth quarter. They've got the lead. Why stop now?
Wants to adjust the pattern. Wants to go up top on first down. That's caught. It's Acho. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The Ducks in the hurry up.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right? You still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space. And that is
going for it all. Touchdown, Ducks! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look.
This quarterback really does a nice job seeing the field and reading coverage. And when you go empty and you spread the defense out, it's easier to see what the defense is doing.
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Lost one deep down the right side. He's got it on the outside. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. One big play can really flip the script of a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just outside the 30. Looking downfield on 1st down. It's complete. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
The Wolverines are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll go to the air. Quarterback on the move, still looking. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. They'll bring him down at the 14-yard line, and that return of the interception has this offense with spectacular field position. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up.
He tries to take the top off. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His 1st interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Throwing right. He makes a catch. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
So now it's 2nd and long. Unloads quickly. Turning it on. They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a 3rd down and 3.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
He's got an open man. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to give them a finish. A run for the quarterback. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Now on the move. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. A huge chance for points here on 3rd and goal, and if they can get it in, we might have ourselves a finish. Makes the grab on the left. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. That leaves them with a tough 4th down situation. You'd love to just chip into the lead, but at this point, a touchdown's what you're at.
And I think it just clears up the decision-making later in the game. But I think you stay aggressive here. You try to get the touchdown. You're not going to have very many opportunities like this left in this ball game in the 4th quarter.
Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation, put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
They want that clock to run. And they get it in the end zone for a safety, and that should wrap this one up tight.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
Now on the return. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. First play of the drive will come from the 9-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's got him.
And the offense gets the ball out pretty quick. But, man, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But we got to get the 1st down, or we got to get out of bounds so we can stop the clock. This offense, they've got to execute a little bit tighter down the stretch of this close football game.
Got a man. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33. And that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game. But the drive off to a good start. You get the 1st down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
To the air on 1st down. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll run play action. Skips away from pressure. And his first pass is incomplete.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
On 3rd down, he drops the throw. It's complete. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Quickly complete. They'll run him out of bounds, but look what's on the ground. Penalty marker. That one hurts. They thought they'd move the chains on 4th down. Instead, they back up. Offense in a bunch formation. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And that just about does it. That about puts this thing to bed. The offense, listen, they had to go for it, but now defense, this is the situation where you say, I'm just going to eat clock, up by several possessions, eat clock, get out of here with a W.
This offense has it with really good field position. wants to go up top on first down. He's going to run it. Oh, he's got some room entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! And they add 6 more to the Moorhead trip to the house. Now they've got a little breathing room after that score, and a Week 6 victory is in the offing, it appears.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Got the tight end outside. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25. After this, it'll be a wrap. Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. He wants a big play here late. And that pass will be incomplete, and time has run out on this game. Both of these teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them that they had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high as we should be, and now they just showed the whole world. This squad is for real. We're going to be discussing them in the playoffs in the future, and they made a statement today, Palmer.
Yeah, that's the thing, David. To me, after watching that absolute beatdown, you can't help but think to yourself, this is a college football playoff caliber team if they play like that. Moving forward.